It's time for Rice Krispies Squares today on Walking the Candy Aisle. Hey guys, Jeff here with a review of the Rice Krispies Squares. Now I know that this is a Halloween themed package and it's the minis and it's all sorts of crazy looking stuff on the outside, but really this is just a regular Rice Krispie Square. I just happen to have a Rice Krispie Square that was that we had got to give out actually at Halloween. Um, or did we give this out? I don't even know if we gave this out at Halloween this year. I don't know. My wife picked it up. I think she just got it because it was on sale after Halloween. Maybe that's it. Um, yeah, Rice Krispie Squares, or as they're known in the United States, they're sold as Rice Krispie Treats. So it's basically a, I don't know if you, most people probably know this confection, right? It's sort of a candy, I guess. I don't know. It's close enough to candy that I, I thought it was worthwhile reviewing. Basically, you take some Rice Krispies or any other kind of puffed rice cereal, I suppose, but Rice Krispies are the classic. Um, you mix in some butter, you mix in some melted marshmallow, and you bake it, and then it forms this like square. In the United States, these are actually sold as Rice Krispie treats. But these have been made homemade for like a long, long, long time. Um, they are most commonly attributed to being invented by some ladies who worked for Kellogg's in 1939. Now, Rice Krispies were invented in the 20s, the late 20s. I think it was 1928, and then 1939. Something to do with like in support of a charity, the Camp Firewood Girls. I don't really know the story, but probably my guess. This is just a guess. Probably some sort of a corporate outreach thing, and then there was a bake sale, and then some of the wives made Rice Krispie treats, or I don't know. Maybe they were like hardcore, like crispy scientists, and, and they invented it. But that's where legend and lore says that the Rice Krispie treat first it was invented, and it was popularized and was homemade. You can make it with Rice Krispies or any kind of cereal, really. But then it took them until 1995 is when Kellogg's actually started marketing this and packaging and selling it themselves. So, like I said, it's called Rice Krispie Squares in Canada, where I live, and the UK. It's called Rice Krispie Treats in the States. I read it was called LCM in Australia. What's that about? Are the Krispies themselves not called Krispies in Australia? Anyway, they actually put this together in like a box of these as like Halloween canned treats. Not bad. It's like people kind of kid themselves that these are like healthy for you, I think. They're not, guys. Come on. It's like marshmallow. It's like a ton of sugar. Um, anyway, so that's what they look like. A bunch of like compressed, because this is factory made, right? So it's like really compressed densely, but it's Krispies and then with marshmallow, binding them all together, butter and marshmallow, right? Let's give it a try. Just comes off pretty flat like that. Like if you pull it, you can kind of see the goo, but it's not that much. Like because this is the home, this is the the one made in a factory. It's really probably down to a science where they don't have too much goo. But if you make this at home, you can make it with different consistencies, of course. Super simple to make these as well. I like making them, melting in some chocolate chips. Some people add nuts to them. I don't think that's so good myself, but I can understand why you like them. I've also made these with like cornflakes as well, basically cornflake and marshmallow. Turns out pretty good. This is great though. I mean, honestly, like if for some reason you haven't had this, maybe you didn't grow up somewhere where they have these, but I remember eating these when I was a kid and always liking them. They're the kind of thing that like they show up at the school bake sale all the time, right? Like someone's got these. These are like a very traditional kind of homemade comfort food, and it's so simple to make. That's probably why. I really like this store-bought version of them, but because it's so easy to make, I can't honestly give a super high recommendation on paying for it, unless you're just kind of lazy and you don't want to, I guess. or you got lots of money and you don't care, but because they're overpriced for what they are. They're not. It's not like outrageous, but it is overpriced considering how easy it is to make a Rice Krispie Square at home. And you make a whole tray at once, and then you just got, enough to last you. It's delicious. It's really sweet. It's really crispy. All the things you love about Rice Krispies and marshmallows combined at last. I gotta recommend it as a treat. My only caveat is that, it's probably not worth paying the factory price for this, because you can't, even if you make them at home and they're a slightly different consistency, whatever, it's not going to be a problem, guys. It's going to taste good no matter what. It's marshmallows. Okay, so that's my review. Walking the Candy Aisle is going to rate the Rice Krispies Squares. I'm going to rate them a 4 out of 5. Very good treat, and makes a nice dessert kind of a thing. Next time you have guests over, why don't you make them Rice Krispies treats? That's something that they wouldn't expect and they would love, because everyone loves these. You can't help but not have a smile on your face when you're eating a Rice Krispie treat. Okay, guys, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Click subscribe if you'd like to see more videos more regularly, and otherwise check out some of the other links that out to other videos that I have done. And thanks very much. I'll talk to you guys next time. So long.